Hey, what's going on, guys? Just a quick video, nothing special. Just wanted to kick on the webcam and record this with a microphone, and I didn't really worry about lighting or anything aesthetically pleasing in this video at all. I just wanted to record this really quickly for you. And I just wanted to talk about the one thing that held me back for a very, very long time as an entrepreneur. And now I'm making, this month was one of my biggest months of all time, and I'll probably share numbers at some point, but right now, I just want to keep a target off my back. I mean, a lot of these gurus share their numbers so openly, and that's awesome, but not many people actually know, because I don't want you to really to know, but at least not for now. But that's a totally different topic. I want to talk about, look, what the one thing was that held me back for the longest time as an entrepreneur. And I feel like this is something that so many people struggle with because the glamour of entrepreneurship is such a big deal right now. It's just the over popularizing and over exemplifying, and it's almost taking something and making it cool so that it's easy to sell on. Ultimately, why entrepreneurship is so cool is because on the back end of that, there's sales going on, and people are emotionally sold up front and then logically sold in the back end, and that's why people. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's a beautiful thing. It's getting a lot of people into entrepreneurship. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I think the only side effect is that so many people end up having the wrong view of entrepreneurship and what it actually is and what it means to be an entrepreneur. And so, at 19 years old, being able to make over 6 figures a year, and hopefully making a whole lot more very, very soon, I can attest to the fact that, look, the money is in the boring crap. The money's in the things that, you don't want to do. The money's in the things that, you push to the side because they just don't appeal to you. That's where the money is. And that's why so many entrepreneurs that succeed spend so little time, they spend so much time with their head down just working. And this literally isn't supposed to motivate you at all. I don't care for motivation. I care for discipline. I care for people who actually just get out there and do what they need to do. I care for people who actually, you got closers and you got cleaners. Closers are people who do pretty well. Cleaners are people who don't even have to try. They just end up doing well and they don't have to think about it. And I'm aiming to be a cleaner. I'm aiming to be a guy who just gets out there and crushes it without even thinking about it. I think one of the biggest things that we really got to focus on as entrepreneurs is that mindset of just being willing to do the things that totally are boring and aren't fun. I just had for example, I just had an hour-and-a-half long phone call with a mentor of mine talking about how to prospect businesses for my social media marketing agency. And that sounds fun to some, but if you aren't ingrained in the world, it's super boring stuff. We're talking about softwares to scrape emails and stuff like that. And it was an hour-and-a-half of my time put into that conversation, and it's freaking boring. It is not fun. The fun part of entrepreneurship is what's marketed and it's what people talk about, but it's not supposed to be fun, you guys. Lifestyle design is fun, and entrepreneurship can fuel lifestyle. And you're getting sold on lifestyle. That's what you're getting sold on. So just cut the noise. Just cut the noise. It is so stupid. And tons of people make a lot of money doing that, and it's fine because people on the back end, they buy a program, they buy a course, they buy an event, they buy a coaching, whatever. And that's fine. It's a beautiful thing. It gets a ton of people into entrepreneurship, and it makes millionaires. It literally makes millionaires time and time and time again. But this is for those of you who have spent years in entrepreneurship and you're kind of sick of just the noise of all these influencers going around and saying stuff about how easy it is to do. It's easy once you break through the walls that are hard to break through. Once you've broken through the walls, then yes, it is easy. But you have to break through those walls, and that is hard, and some of the walls are false beliefs. Some of the walls are not being willing to do what you have to do. I'm a firm believer that instinctually we know what we have to do in order to be successful. It's false beliefs and thoughts that come into our head that keep us from doing those things. And I just want to be an advocate and somebody that tells you that, as somebody who's made the most money he's ever made in his life in the past 3-4 months, it is so crucial that you're willing to do the boring crap that is not fun in order to get there. And I just get so frustrated with the noise. I just get so frustrated with people trying to sell you a dream. And I really do think that the people who will last the longest are the people who speak this truth. Because I was one of those guys who sold that dream. If you go back, I made a video called How I Went From Making 6 Figures to Making Nothing at 18 years old. And I talked about how I pretty much just sold a dropshipping course, even though I didn't like the dropshipping model at all and didn't really know enough about it to drive amazing results. Some results, but not anything crazy. I still sold a course on it because it was profitable to sell a course, and so I made YouTube videos and whatever, and I marketed the course, and it was fun, and I made a lot of money. But then I just woke up one day and like, I don't want to do this for the next 2, 3, 4, 5 years. Like, I want to do something that matters. And so I decided to quit that and figure something else out, and I realized that I was already taking on a couple clients, so I focused on SMMA on my YouTube channel. But you just realize that you're being marketed to, you guys. Just realize that, you know, at the end of the day, even content like this, even the reason I'm making this video is because I want to speak a certain message that you appeal to, and I want your attention, and I want your loyalty, because I want to serve you. And other people, they get loyalty by flashing, you know, like cars and stuff, which is, again, fine. Like, whatever your audience wants, give it to them. Don't second guess that, right? That's how you end up on the top. But just be fully aware of that truth, that the money's in the boring, the money's in the slow, the steady. It's in the, you know, 2, 4, 6, 8 years that you've put a little bit of work in every day consistently for a long time. That's where money is, and that's where impact is, and that's where freedom is. And I just don't want you to get a different picture. I don't want my brand to paint a different picture. I don't want somebody else's brand to paint a different picture. I want to be very honest in that entrepreneurship is incredibly hard, and it is something that takes massive self-discipline and self-mastery, and you have to tame yourself. And there's things that I still struggle with that I'm not proud of, that I don't speak about on this channel, because if I did, it would ruin my brand. Like, that's just the truth of how we function, right? There's things that we can't talk about because, like, now I'm a business or whatever, you know? And I just get frustrated by that sometimes. So, look, here's what I want to tell you. Here's what I want to be honest with you about. This is the entire message. I'm going to end the video here. Just be willing to do the boring stuff, because the boring stuff's where you make money. I've made the most money in a month I've ever made this month. I thought I hit my record in October. I was like, October was an awesome month. It wasn't. It fails in comparison to this month. And hopefully 2-3 months from now I break the new record, and then the month after that I break another record, and I hope to just continue going up and up. And then once my numbers are big enough for me to flash, I might talk about them, but right now they're nothing compared to a lot of the people out there. So yeah, just want to make that very, very clear. Be willing to do the boring. Do something you hate. I challenge you to do something you don't like and doesn't feel cool and feels incredibly boring. I challenge you to even maybe get a job, like get a job as a salesperson or something. Like, do something that totally reeks and feels like a waste of your time, so that then you can come back and do something like this and realize, you know, holy crap, I've been doing it wrong the whole time. I'm idolizing this lifestyle when I should be idolizing serving people and just putting in work and doing things that actually eternally matter. Because money's found at the end of serving people well. That's where money comes from, is solving problems for people. And solving problems is boring because typically we have a massive bias towards the self. We have a bias towards ourselves and what we want and what we desire. And the more we can gain for ourselves, the more appealing an idea is. And naturally, that's why we're marketed to with, you know, people who drive nice cars or whatever, which, again, is completely fine, and I kind of love it. And that's why I bought my BMW. It's like, it works, right? It just works. So I just want you to be aware, man. Like, just do the work that sucks, do the boring stuff, and you'll make a whole lot more money than anybody else who's posing. And I've been that poser, so I can say that, right? I've been that guy, so I can say, look, don't do it. Just do the boring stuff, do the stuff that matters, do the stuff that actually solves problems for people, and you'll end up on the other end with a whole lot more money than you could ever imagine, and a whole lot more freedom and a whole lot more time. I can take my little sister to her horse lessons. I can take my brother. We're taking a trip to Iceland soon. I'm going to go out to Arizona, hang out with a couple business partners of mine. I'm going to travel. I'm going to do whatever. I run that men's group in my home on Thursday nights. I mean, I have time. That's because I'm willing to do the boring stuff on my off time, and that's what you have to do. So thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this quick video. I just really felt the need to say this because I've been watching some incredible YouTubers, and I'll link some people that I really trust in the comments below for the social media marketing niche. Some people that really know what they're talking about and bust through the noise, and they aren't that known at all. So I'll link them below. Anyway, hope you enjoyed this video. I'm going to stop talking now. There's so much I could talk about here. Be willing to do the boring. Stop listening to, you know, if something's popular, go the opposite direction, basically, is a really great motto. And that's really what I want to preach to my small YouTube audience, and maybe this video ends up somewhere else. So thanks again for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next video.